The average cost for PS5 and Xbox Series X games reaching the £70 mark isn't exactly breaking news. We've known for months now that this was going to be the new normal as we push ahead into a new generation, and for the most part, we all accepted it. However, only a few months into what I guess we should probably start calling current gen, these new price tags are beginning to cause some frustration as certain publishers look to take advantage. Yes, we've been lucky for a while with game prices barely rising, especially here in the UK, but is £70 a fair price for AAA titles, and how will this affect the future of gaming as we know it? Let's jump in. At first, I'll admit that I was completely fine with this new price point. Don't get me wrong, £70 is a lot of money, but the way publishers were handling the increase was very encouraging. Publishers such as Ubisoft, EA, PlayStation Studios and more were all offering free next-gen upgrades to their last-gen titles. Tie that in with Xbox exclusives going straight to Game Pass, and PS5 games such as Destruction All-Stars, Maneater, Control Ultimate Edition, all being included with PlayStation Plus recently, and I think it's fair to say that the apparent price hike really hasn't ruined my next-gen experience in the slightest. That was until last week when PlayStation streamed their latest State of Play event, and confirmed a PS5 upgrade to Final Fantasy VII Remake will be coming in the summer alongside some additional story content. The following day, it was confirmed that the current PS4 version of the game is coming to PS Plus in March, and we all rejoiced in assuming we would all qualify for that free PS5 upgrade come June. Well, that turned out not to be the case, as Square Enix were quick to confirm that the PS Plus version of the game will not be eligible for a free PS5 upgrade. This was followed by the PS5 version titled Final Fantasy Remake Integrate being added to stores for that whopping price of £70. It goes without saying that I was raging at first, and my initial reaction was that we are finally seeing studios take advantage of this pricing, and was expecting punters to part with a massive chunk of change for a game we've basically already played. Thankfully, we all took a big deep breath, and it turns out the situation isn't quite as shitty as we may have originally thought. There will indeed be a free upgrade for Final Fantasy VII Remake for those players who already own the PS4 version of the game that is not the PS Plus version. Meaning, if you already own it, then rest assured you'll qualify for the upgrade and will only need to pay out for whatever the cost is for the extra story content if you want it. And let's be honest, you'll definitely want it. It also means that if you don't own the game and you find yourself loving it for free on PS Plus, you'll have the opportunity to purchase a PS4 copy for a decent price somewhere and just upgrade that for free rather than shelling out for the £70 for the PS5 copy. There is still a bit of confusion how this will work if you already own the digital PS4 version rather than the physical one, but I'm sure this will be addressed by Square Enix soon enough.
My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces Operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with!
Coming off the back of this, it feels like we had a close call more than anything else with this confusing Final Fantasy news. And although I'm personally okay with this direction, I'd be lying if I said alarm bells weren't ringing. Without even touching on the controversial issue that PS5 digital owners with physical copies of Final Fantasy VII are basically completely screwed, it shows these companies see an opportunity to sell less gen titles for a lot more than they're arguably worth by just adding performance mode and throwing a PS5 cover on the game. If we keep getting free upgrades in one way or another though, then I think all of this is mostly fine. But it's worth staying wary and just not paying those prices if you don't think it's worth it. Always vote with your wallet, people.
Let us defy destiny together. Cloud, there's still so much to be done.
As time goes on and we see less last-gen upgrades and more next-gen exclusive titles, we'll have to eventually get used to paying £70 on a more regular basis. As things stand this year, both Returnal and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart are both listed for pre-order at this new price, and I'd be lying if I said that doesn't still feel a little steep, at least for one of those games. I fully understand that development costs are rising as games get bigger and bigger. So with that in mind, parting with 70 quid for say a Naughty Dog epic or a gigantic open world GTA game for example, really wouldn't feel unjustified in my opinion. However, going back to the two upcoming games I just mentioned, Returnal and Ratchet & Clank, can the former really be qualified as having the same development costs as the latter? Maybe, but a few of us here at Respawning wasn't even 100% sure Returnal was a full AAA game until we saw the price point. It raises the question whether every game that isn't considered an indie should instantly be classed as a AAA. I truly believe that video games have evolved to a point where we can have more options than just indie and AAA, and prices should reflect this. Shorter AAA experiences like Spider-Man Miles Morales and Uncharted Lost Legacy are prime examples of games that were perfectly priced for what they were. I think the future will be a lot brighter with more options like these. Most casual players won't have the budget to afford a new £70 game every month, but a shorter, maybe £45 game while they're still getting through their massive open world AAA game sounds way more realistic to me. And why stop there? If you've made a AAA game you feel isn't quite to the size and graphical quality of one of the big hitters, then why not sell it for 60 quid instead? I really feel gamers would massively appreciate fluctuating prices depending on the development costs and the size of the game. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but my point is we can't have a world where every publisher just throws that new £70 price tag on every game because we won't always pay it, and eventually the smaller games will just get lost in the shuffle, and potentially the whole industry could suffer in the long run. Look, I'm going to end my rambling here, but I want to know how you feel about the new current price points. Do you agree with how Square Enix have handled their Final Fantasy VII Remake PS5 upgrade? Let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Or feel free to hit us up on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any of the others by just searching Respawning UK and you will find us there. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe as well for more just like this. And also remember to check out the website respawning.co.uk for all the latest news and reviews. Once again, thank you for watching, I've been Mikey, and I shall catch you next time.